My name is Caterina Di Fazio. I'm a PhD at the Sorbonne, currently a postdoctoral scholar at Maastricht University. And I'm here to present Agora Europe, which is a joint initiative jointly started at Columbia University and the Sorbonne in 2018. I'm also undertaking a fellowship at the regional office of IOM in Vienna, and I'm working on the implementation of mobility partnerships within the frame of the Global Compact on Migration. I was a visiting scholar 4 times at Columbia University Department of Political Science and the University of Oxford also. And I've also been recently awarded the Remark Institute Fellowship at NYU. I work, of course, on forced migration, and I'm also teaching power and democracy and political philosophy at Maastricht University. So Agora Europe was a joint initiative, as I said, a transatlantic consortium started in 2018 at the Sorbonne and Columbia University, together with several scholars, among which Etienne Balibar, Nadia Urbinati, and several others. The purpose of the transatlantic debate is to encourage cooperation, promote inclusion, and develop interconnections across Euro-Mediterranean and Atlantic space. We also co-funded an organization, European organizations in Andaille, in France, of which I'm the president. And we organize, together with the Colombian, several other academic and non-academic institutions, 33 events in the space of 2 years, public events on issues related to forced migration, such as on settlement, forced displacement, climate mobility, institutional racism, discrimination, racist bias, and sea rescue. Our main purpose is to fill the gap between academia, CSOs, NGOs, governmental international organizations, and to ensure research, outreach, and dissemination, as well as long-term societal impact. Colombia already played host to some of the Agora Europe initiatives, among which migration in the European political space, the future is at the borders, the Socrates of Prague, Charter 2020 official presentation, I'm gonna go back to that, and Other Side Europe, which is our new series, which was actually inaugurated at Columbia University in November 2019. And to give you an idea, these events were sponsored by Columbia European Society, European Institute, Maison Française, Iman Center for the Humanities, Alliance Program, ICLS, CFM, Committee for Forced Migration, and the Departments of Political Science and Philosophy. During my most recent visiting scholar appointment at Columbia, I further developed the Agora Europe Consortium, which now encompasses different stakeholders, including cultural foundation, both across both sides of the Atlantic, the Spanish Coast Guard, for instance, several CSOs and NGOs involved in good practices of integration. As I was saying, following the COVID-19 crisis, we developed this new series called Other Side Europe series. The purpose is to talk about the other side of Europe, both intended as the Atlantic and the Mediterranean basin, and talk about different views of migration and human mobility and forced migration from across borders and across the ocean. This series is currently being held online, of course. The last 2 events we did were on February 10th and March 11th, just a few days ago. The first focused on the Balkan route, so the Croatian-Bosnia border, by a comparative perspective, including the Italian and Spanish external borders, so Ceuta and Melilla for Spain, and the perspective of the EU in relation to the discussion and implementation of the new EU Pact on Migration and Asylum. The second one focused on sea rescue in Central, Western Mediterranean and the Atlantic, and also on climate migration in relation to the Global Compact on Migration and its implementation, but also in relation to the new laws, the new immigration laws in Italy, which of course have a lot of consequences for sea rescue. Several MEPs, MPs, practitioners, and scholars joined the event, and we reached 20,000 viewers for each event. As publications, we created 2 different publications. Charter, which was presented at Columbia University and was the first charter on European public goods that was written together with several practitioners and scholars at the European University Institute and presented at Columbia University, but also at the European Parliament and the Italian Chamber of Deputies. And then lastly, a joint statement on sea rescue, which was published in the US, Senegal, UK, France on October 3, 2020. The purpose of the joint statement on sea rescue was to reinforce the universal principle of non-refoulement in the conviction that the protection of lives at sea shall endure in our societies, both among our current priorities of global action and as long-standing transnational common values, and that forced disappearances shall be visible and avoidable, and that's avoidable and accountable. We also promoted and completed several grants for the European Commission mostly, one of which is the Europe for Citizens grant, which we were awarded. That's 150,000 euros. It was called EU-MED, Migration Through Cross-Border Exchange and Intercultural Dialogue, Broadening Migration Narratives in the Euro-Mediterranean Space. That was done in partnership with the Committee on Forced Migration, the Alliance Program, and Columbia Global Centers. And a second grant for the Asylum Migration and Integration Fund of the European Commission called Reciprocity, Reassessing Experiences and Co-Creating Integration Processes through Reciprocal Ownership of Communities Initiatives and Trainings with Youth. Last but not least, the consortium works in partnership with IOM and the UN Migration Network. So we're also involved in the implementation and organization of a series of public events and close consultations, particularly in the preparation of the regional review for the Americas and the global reviews of the GCM, of the Global Compact. And we hope to involve in this also the Committee on Forced Migration. And to conclude, I would like to just mention to you that the next event will be held online on May 19. It will focus on human mobility and discrimination with several CU colleagues such as Etienne Balibar, Bashir Diane, Rosalind Morris, and our Ben Yoyada, but also Sciences Po Paris colleagues such as Ariane Chebel, and it will be sponsored by IOM and the UN Migration Network. So we hope this way to collectively and meaningfully, as Dr. Masri said before, engage in providing solutions. Thank you.